Hi. Hi guys. In this video, we are going to learn about how to insert values into Google Sheet using the custom HTML form. You can use it like a normal HTML form, or you can use WordPress PHP forms also as well. So basically what we are going to learn here is it for that we need simple. We need a Gmail account for that. So let's start. So I have already have a one website demo site. So here we have a form, candidate details, name, mobile, email, and comments. So I have already have a Gmail account for that. So first we create a login to Gmail credential. For this we have to create one Gmail account. So already I have a Gmail account. So for this, in this I am going to create a one Google spreadsheet. For example, here I am going to create a Google Sheet. Yes. So I'm calling it as lead tracking sheet. So I am going to enter the values. What are the values stored in this sheet? So date, name, email, mobile, and message. And what is a website form name for your purpose? For example, in this website we have a lot of forms like home request a code form, contact form, or admission form. So something different forms will be there. So for that, for the tracking purpose, we are having a one field name called form name, and we are using another one, source. Source, suppose you are running a campaign, Google Ads, or you have the leads coming from a website, or you want the leads are coming from the Facebook, or leads are coming from the Google Ads. So for the tracking purpose, we are using the field name source, and then we are having a field called summation date. So here it will display date and time. It's like the values in the timestamp. Yes. So we'll make it some bold and make it some color. Yeah. Okay. Sure. So and also we have to create a sheet name. You have to create a sheet name. This sheet name should be used in your code. You can see in the later in the video. Okay, so now you can get the spreadsheet ID. This is your spreadsheet ID. For tracking, you can copy and paste it in your notepad. Spreadsheet ID. Yes, fine. So now we created Google Sheet, and now we have entered the values. What are the values we require? So all are done. So let's now start with how to using Google API. So how to use the insert the values into Google Sheet. Okay. So first we have to log in into, already you have logged in the Gmail account. Then now we are going to log in into console developer. We are going to log in developer account, console developer. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. So you have agreed the terms and conditions. So agree. Done. Now we are going to create one project here. So there is no project right now, so we can create a new project. It's like name, we call it as leads tracking. Create. Yeah. It will take few minutes, few seconds. Yeah. So now you're going to select the project name. So now we are under in the project. So you click the home dashboard. Now let's start with creating the API. Now we are going to enable the API. For integrating Google Sheet, we have to enable two APIs. One Google Sheet spreadsheet, another one is Google Drive API. So we have to access. Then only we will able to insert the values into the Google Sheet. So we'll create a Google API. Go to API. Got it. So enable API. Enable APIs and service. You can click here. So search API. You can need Google spreadsheet. Spreadsheet. Yes. Spreadsheet. Yes. Enable. So now Google Sheets API has been enabled in your project. So we'll enable other API, Google Drive API. So for that, go to Google here, home dashboard. You are in your project name. Okay. So go to API overview. Again, you are going to enable another API name called Google Drive API. Drive API. Yes. Now we enable two APIs, Google Sheet API and Google Drive API. Then we are going to create a credentials for authentication. Using authentication only, we will able to insert the values into Google Sheet. For that, we have to create credential. It's like API credential, we call it as. So the API credentials, we have client ID, secret ID. So all the things we will get. So we'll start. So I'm going to dashboard. You have in your project, whatever project we have created, that particular project, now we are going to create a API credential. So here you have an option called credentials. So before that, we have to create a OAuth consent screen. See, OAuth consent screen means it's like you are giving access, you are asking access to Google, like Google account in your Gmail account, get the permission. So anybody wants to access the Google Gmail account, like for example, if you want to Google like this share, you can have an option called in the spreadsheet share. For this, you have a OAuth consent screen. For this, you can make a like for integrating API. You have to get the access from the Google Cloud API. So for that, we have to select external. Okay. So because we are using a Gmail account, it should be external. Okay. So now we are created. So you have to insert the app name. Our app name is like for example leads app, the support email, whatever email you are using you can use it. App domain is not required. So developer email address also you can add it. So you can use it the same email address here whatever you are using. And the domain, for the authorized purpose you can use a domain. So I am going to use this domain. So lakshacademy.com. save and continue. Done. So this now we are going as scope. Scope means about you have, like in the Google you have a lot of things like Sheet, Drive, and Google Forms, and like Google Users. So for the purpose we are going to access the user data from their Google account. So we will give the scopes. Now we are having a we will give add or remove scope. Here now what the scope we need. uh, so we need Google Drive API. So API Drive API, then Google Sheets API. So for the activity accessing Google Sheets and Google Drive for this particular domain. Okay, scope is done. Update. Okay. Okay, then save and continue. Hmm. So save and continue. This is all not required. External visa. So back to dashboard. So now we have to publish the app. So we have to publish the app. Okay. We'll remove the sensitive app bar. 1 second. Scopes. Delete. Now we can set the scope. Back to dashboard. We can publish the app now. Yes. So the now app has been published. Now it's showing the status as in production. Then only we will able to use the Google API. Okay, fine. Then we are going to create a credentials. Go to credentials. Here we are going to create OAuth client ID. So this is the main purpose. Application type we are going to use web application. Dummy name you can put lead, something like that. So add URI. So this is what our website domain. Yeah. Yeah. It's redirect URI. Right. So what client has been created, you get that your client ID and your client secret. This is the main credential for us to proceed further. So we can save it in your notepad, client ID, my secrets. And, okay. So you got that. Then we have to create a credential name called API key. Using this API key only, we will able to insert the value in particular spreadsheet. So you got that API key, and this API key also save it. Done. Now you have to restrict the key. For this particular API key should work only within this particular access. Like for example, now this API key will work only the particular Google Drive and Google Sheet. If you use any other things related Google, any other Google account or anything, it will not work using this API key. So we have to restrict this key. Restrict key. Click the restrict key. Then application restriction, no. Websites, restrict key, select APIs, Google Drive API, Google Sheet API, okay, save. Now it's done. Okay. Now we have created API key and we have created OAuth client ID, and also we have created the leads tracking sheet. And we have right now we have client ID, client secret, and API key and spreadsheet ID. Using these information, we are going to get access token and refresh token and code first. Before that, first we have to create one code. We have to set the permission. We have to access our Gmail account using these credentials. So first we have to get the code access. So for this, so this is called accounts.auth2 on scope. So using we are asking Google to access the spreadsheet. See, redirect URI. Already we have redirect URI. So redirect URI is nakshaacademy.com. So here we can use it, nakshaacademy.com. One second, I will test it from here. You can see your redirect URI from here. You can download it, this client secret, and you can see which one is your redirect URI. See, this you can see redirect URI. So this one we are going to use here. Okay, http nakshaacademy.com, response type code, client ID, and we have to change client ID. So already we have a client ID. This is what our client ID. Client ID. Then access type. We are going to access in offline and from consent. So I copy and paste it here. Yes. So now it will ask. You are going to continue nakshaacademy.com with this particular Gmail account. So already I have logged in what account I want, same like that. For example, if you have a different Gmail account, you can log in and you can click that particular account. It will ask. So Naksha Academy, you have to allow. Here come allow. Done. So we got the code. You can see in the browser. This is the code we got. We got it. Now we got the code, and now we can able to access the spreadsheet in the Gmail account. Now we can able to access the spreadsheet. Now right now we have set up the access to spreadsheet. Then we are going to send how to send from values to from the form to Google Sheet. That we'll see. So the next step is using this code. Now we are going to generate access token. Okay. In this code we have to generate access token. For that I am using PHP form using a curl method. So I am getting a gen. Right now we got the code. Using this code, now we are going to sending the post request and get the access token and refresh token. For example, I have already this form already I have. In this form, if you submit, we will get the access token and refresh token. So one second, I will tell you. So already I have a code. Okay. Form.php js. Okay, 1 second. So using this URL, generate gseed access and refresh token.php. If you go to main, gseed access. So sorry. And refresh token. So here we are having client secret. So client secret, whatever we have, client secret, that one we will going to use client secret. And client ID, I'm going to use client ID, whatever we have. Client ID, then redirect URI. Redirect URI, I have already explained you. We have got in this one, so you can use it from here. Redirect URI. Okay. So then you have a code. This code will be valid for 5 minutes. Like, so we have already saved the code here. Already you have a code. Can take it from here. Code. And so we are going to use OAuth2 for the Google API. So we are passing using the curl post client ID, client secret, redirected code, URL, everything. Then from this you will get a response. That response, using that response, you will get access token and refresh token. Okay. See, for example, already have a dummy form. I'll just test it out. You get, yeah, you got it. You got that access token and refresh token. So what is happening here? This refresh token will expire within 1 hour. So every time we will unable to insert the values. So what we have to do, we have to generate the refresh token every 1 hour. So for that we have to use database. In the database you have to create a one table like a Google OAuth token, and you have to create an access token and refresh token. So first we have to insert this refresh token in the table. Using this refresh token, every time within 1 hour we have to check if the time first time the refresh token is inserted. Right now its time is 7 o'clock. Okay, so 7 o'clock the access token is refresh token is inserted in our table. After 1 hour we are checking. So after that, automatically, if somebody is submitting after 1 hour, the refresh token will be again it will be generate, and again it will be inserting the values. So we have to take this refresh token in your button. Okay, save it into your refresh token. Done. Okay, next. So two things are to main. First we have to create a code. For getting the code, for the code we have to use the get method, and we will get the code. Then another one is we have to get the refresh token using OAuth2 method. So that already I have explained you. So we have client secret, client ID, and redirect URI. Using that code we are getting the refresh token here. So using this refresh token, we will able to insert the values into Google Sheet. So now the part is almost we have done 70% part. So let's start. So first I'll create one table. Okay, already I have a table database. So here we are going to create, for example, okay, I have already okay. Okay. For that, we are going to create a new table. So here I have create table. I am table name. I call it as token ID. So it's auto increment. Anyway, is the integer. Then access token. This access token, using this access token only, we will able to insert the value. Refresh token, already I told we got the refresh token. Using this refresh token, we'll be generating the access token. This access token, it will change every 1 hour. So already I have created date timestamp. What is the use of created a timestamp? Using this timestamp only, I will able to generate. I have to check the database, the values. It's completed 1 hour, so I can regenerate the code once again. So now let's SQL here, insert. Do. Yes, you have created now GeoAuth token. So you have got that ID, access token, and professional credit. So now the database is set. Then we are going to, using this form, we are going to insert the values. Okay. For that, already we have a mail function. For that, already we have that mail function contact mail.php. So again, we will able to create another one folder name called gsheet. For confusing, gsheet. In the gsheet folder, we'll be creating a file name called contact gsmail.php. Right. So already I have a code. 1 second, I have a code we'll be doing here. So already have a code. So you can see here name, mobile, email, company. So this is all not required. So what is our name? We are having name called message. So remove all this stuff. So first name. We are having already force name. So name, mobile, email, and message. Only 4 field. So using, you have to check. This input name should be name here. Okay. Name. Mobile. Email. So company we don't have reference. So we will having a message field. So I'm adding message field and then name as message. Okay, got it. So we have to use a post method. Post method. Done. So form name. So already we have field name called form name in the sheet. Correct. Name we have updated, email updated, mobile updated, message updated. So right now we have a 3 field: form name, source, submission date. Form name. What is the form name? For tracking purpose? For example, have here contact us page. So we are name it as contact us form. So its source is coming from website, and website name right now is not required at all. So if you want, we can add it. Okay, we'll add it. We'll add it here. Form name. Insert one right here. Website name. So this name you can add it. So you can add it. Website name right now. My website name is Shaka. Then sheet name. You have a name called sheet name. So already I told you. Here you have a field called sheet leads. So this is your sheet name. If you change the sheet name, the values will not able to insert. Then first we have copy the spreadsheet ID. So this is a spreadsheet ID. So we can copy our spreadsheet ID. And then database. So this is for our connection, database connection. So everyone knows this one. So for our website, what is the database connection? I have to take it and I have to update it. 1 second. 1 second. Okay. Database name, username, DB name, and password. And so I'm using MySQLi. So yeah, because we are using a MariaDB, MySQL 5.6 and above, we have to use MySQLi connection. So then a MySQL query. Then today date, current date. So this is for current date and today. And today. This is a today date. Yeah. This current date, what we are using for this current date, this is a main important. This current date, using this date and time, we will be comparing with the table. For first time, we are inserting the access token. So 8 o'clock. So using this current date, we will be comparing current date with in our database timestamp. We have the date name called table field called create date. This create date and this current date will be comparing the difference. So it's time almost 1 hour over means again it will generate another request. Again it will create insert the another access token. So for that today date is today. For this today we are using today. Then query. So select create date from GeoAuth token. There's limit 1. So first we have to select using select query. We have to get the timestamp. So using the timestamp date 1, date 2. So here we are converting the date into like a real timestamp. Then we are calculating the difference of the time. Then if the time is greater than the second 3590, because sometime it will vary some system. So that's what I am calculating 3590 seconds. So the 3590 seconds came greater than different, then automatically the value will be refreshing within again another new access token will be generating. So in loop we are having client secret, then client secret, client secret, then client ID, client ID, so redirect URI. So let's redirect URI. And already we have a refresh token, I told, correct? So this refresh token, using this refresh token, we will be generating the access token every 1 hour. So if the time difference greater than 1 hour, so automatically it will get into this condition and it will be generate URL token using the curl post. It will be insert the values into GeoAuth token to access token, refresh token. So we'll be getting. Otherwise, it will happen automatically. It will insert the values into our Google Sheet. First, it will check the time is for the compare with the existing created access token and new. So existing access token is not it is in 1 hour. The for the system current date it will not generate. So after 1 hour it will generate and it will insert the value. Then it will execute to the Google Sheet value form. So then for inserting values to the Google Sheet, so again we are running a query, MySQL query, select if we have to select the access token. Using this access token, we are inserting values to the spreadsheet. So already we have a spreadsheet ID and values, and also the sheet name. Already we have a sheet name, we have a variable called sheet name, and we have a variable called spreadsheet ID. Then here value should be appoint A2 to Z. So for example, A2. This is A2. So we are using A2 and value, and here we have a API key. So this API key will work for this particular Google Sheet only. Only for that purpose we are creating the API key. So key, here we have to change the key. Done. Then post and SSL verifier. So anyway, call post we have to use a false. Then post field. How many fields are we are posting to the Google Sheet, like date, name, email, mobile, message, form name, website name, show something. This field and this value should be same match in the same order. It should be match exactly. So today, already we have a variable today, and name we have variable email, mobile. Then we don't have this product name and all. So just we have a message, correct? Message. I will delete of this one. Message, and we don't have company and form name, website name, source, and current date. So this is a current date is timestamp. So that timestamp. Then so we are sending the value. So the value will be inserting into Google Sheet. So this is the main condition here. The value first it will check the time is over or not. If the time is not over, it will execute directly insert values to the Google Sheet. If time is more than 1 hour, first the value is inserted. Now after going to insert the value, the time already is 1 hour gone, so it will generate again another one access token and it will insert the values accordingly. So now all done. then then we have to insert this Google Sheet file into your mail function folder. So we have a mail called contactmail.php. There you put it in the down. Actually, after sending the email, you can insert the values into Google Sheet. So because suppose if API is breakdown or anything is happening, the mail will trigger. So for the purpose we are using, so we can use include once. What is the G Sheet name? Contact mail.php. We are using a folder called gsheet / done. So done everything. Now let's try. Let's see. Form, mobile number, Gmail ID, testing. Okay. Some error is coming. Okay, 500 internal server error. Okay. Can see. Okay, fine. So we'll see the code. Yes. So we missed semicolon. So you can see. Now again we'll try. Let's try. Done. You can see date, name, email, mobile number, message, what is the form name, and Naksha Academy website name already we have, source we have, and submission date. So you can see the table here. So this first access token is generated. So, so guys, done. So completely insert the values into Google Sheet. Thank you. Please, if you have any queries, ask me in comment.